Cottman, Crawford, and the Jersey Guy podcast.
Hey everybody, Kenny Cottman.
Lewis Crawford.
And I'm Tom Rammage, the Jersey Guy.
Well, hello to my friends. What's going on, my peoples?
What's up?
Chilling. Everything good?
Hello, how are you?
Yes.
Jerry,
Taking it,
how
Jerry?
are you, Jerry? Good?
Hey, very good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jerry's back for the next episode. So we're good. We're hanging out. Bring him in. Have fun. We haven't seen him in a while, so it's kind
What a
of
while.
Nice to have him here with
yeah,
us.
good to have him. We're
Miss
trying
my
to talk
guys.
to the shit.
Miss
Absolutely.
my boys, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's all good. So everything else is good. Everybody's
Yeah?
dude. If I tell you, your house with all that stuff on it.
Oh, thanks.
It is
man.
bananas, bro. Insane.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're up to we have 10 inflatables and 11 animatronics.
Yeah, all the Halloween
So,
stuff.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Halloween
And-
freak.
And now we got this. We just bought that new one I mentioned on the last show.
Yeah.
It's a ghost on a line. It goes back and forth on the line, and it just goes. Woo. Actually, there's a setting we had to turn
It's
off.
a
But
sensor, right?
Because it was in the middle of the night, you'd hear. Woo. I'm like, oh, the neighbors are gonna be fucking cursing our brains out.
That's
So
right.
there's
For
one where it's
sure.
just motion and no.
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
One of
sound.
those got wires where you can
Yeah.
bend it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
That's freaking hilarious.
Love
yeah.
that. It's like 15 foot of string, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. You can probably if you put longer rope on it or something.
Yeah, you probably be able to go,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But then the ghost will be out of breath.
It's battery
Woo,
operated.
halfway through. Woo, that's what you
You
hear.
look like a battery pack to it.
But yeah, we got, and I didn't even have the fog. That picture I sent you guys, I didn't even have the fog machine hooked up yet.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good
right.
on Halloween.
Yeah,
night.
Halloween you do
Yo,
all that.
yeah, definitely.
Then, you need to have skills to be able to do all that stuff, too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
Do a lot of kids go to your house for trick or treat?
you got to trades.
Surprisingly, we're not on a good street because we're on a dead end. There's two streets in my town. They're both parallel, and that is the place to be for Halloween. It's so cool. It's like the movies, just kids running
Yeah.
down
Right.
the street. It's really cool, but
That's sweet.
but not our street. Our street's on the dead end, so we don't get as many people.
Yeah.
You know,
I
it
hear
sucks.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should put the sign up. Scary
put it-
candy this way or something like
yeah, or
that.
something.
Yeah, it's all good. Cool beans. So I'm glad everybody's good and chilling and everybody's groovy and whatnot. So tonight's topic is trades. TRADES. You're talking about school stuff. Yeah. So school, trade, how much it benefited.
Yeah.
The trade benefited kids or us, whatever, back in the day. Little,
Trades.
something. Yeah, that was it.
Well, trades, big topic. When I was a kid, we had very, very good trades in our junior high school. Welding, electrical, mechanical. They had an auto shop there. It was like a Bosie's, and that was junior high. Now, and shortly after that, it started fading away in the 70s and went right into, that was later 70s, went right into where Bosie's, they started fading out to trades in the high school, junior high and high school. High school and hit that, there's nothing there.
Well,
Yeah.
I actually went to a vocational high school.
Okay.
That's
that's awesome.
yeah.
So what was your thing?
I did culinary because they had, or they called it commercial foods and then they changed it to culinary.
Yeah. So then
last year I was there.
what happened?
Oh, you know what? I love to cook, and it's a fun job. I love when I cook for people, and they help me out my food. I love all that shit, but to do this as a living, it sucks. You're working 60 hours a week,
Right.
60, 70 hours a week, and your only day off is like Monday, or if you're lucky, Sunday, but usually it's Monday. And yeah, you're just
That makes
working all
sense.
the time.
Yeah.
And all the holidays you work, it's just not a.
Well, you could go work with Tanya and Haley now.
Yeah, there we go.
You did a little, You order this grill. This bar, you get this guy grilling and stuff.
So-
Right.
Yeah, so I worked in it for a little bit, but it wasn't for me. So
You
Got it.
didn't stay in there for a while.
nah.
Well, it happens. I remember Apex Tech.
yeah.
I went there for.
You went to Apex?
I did. I went to for auto body. I did it.
No
for
shit.
Yeah, I didn't finish it out though.
I wish I took
For 1 year?
electrical or something like that, or plumbing or
Yeah.
something, because
But-
that would have been a better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned probably like you, Joe, right? I mean, probably learned on the job training is the
Yeah.
way we learned our trades. I mean, even though we still had like carpentry and like you said, mechanic shop or ceramics or sewing or whatever it was. You learned something in school, and then you went on. And back then they used to pull. You had the guidance counselor.
Right.
Guidance counselor would pull you into the office and say, "Okay, what do you want to do? You're going to go to college. You're going to do this. You're going to go to the military. Whatever it was, right? Because they used to help you with that stuff. That kind of went away too.
Yeah,
that was once that kind of went away, and then a lot of that stuff wasn't being introduced anymore. And
yeah, because way different.
It's starting to make a comeback now, which is really good because you need it. Because college is too expensive.
Yeah.
And not everybody who goes to college is going to get the job they want because it's not working out that way anymore.
Right. Well,
a lot of people make more money doing trades than they do going to college.
Right. True. Right. Well, so you took what? It was
auto body.
In high school, I meant, not in...
High school, I had ceramics, I had cooking. It depended on what year
I
it
did
was.
That. I had all that.
It was. So, and then I had sewing.
Right.
So I did, and
carpentry. But did you take those to meet the chicks, or did you take that?
No, I just had it, and I took it. Junior high school is actually when I had sewing.
Yeah.
And then I had ceramics and carpentry in junior high school as well.
Yeah. Okay.
In high school, I don't think I had a class actually. To be honest with you, in high school,
I remember nothing in high school.
Yeah, but junior high school I did for sure.
Yeah.
Junior high was where
for
me was where all the trades were. That was early on, but as it moved on, it turned into like a VOTech, which really was kind of weird.
Right.
No hands-on hardly at all.
See, I don't remember having it. I didn't have it in junior high school.
You know what's funny? My school was K through 8. And we had so it was like a middle school combined with elementary school.
Right.
And we had shop class. I started at when I was maybe 11.
Right.
12, probably 11, like 6th grade. So that would be middle school age. And we had shop class, like Woodshop. And we had home economics too.
Yeah, I remember that. That's right. We had that as well.
But they did away with that when I was in 8th grade. So I only got 1 or 2 years of it. And then they switched it to computer lab.
Yeah, I know. Well, I said I didn't have any.
Computer lab.
The computer lab. One, yeah. But you said you had it in high school. In junior high school.
I had it in junior high school.
I didn't have it in my junior high school.
I had it in junior high school, everything.
Yeah, everything was in the high school.
I went to Shallow Junior High.
Yeah. See, I went to
Brooklyn, New York.
Well, wait, that was high school.
Junior high school.
Junior high school.
I went to FDR.
FDR for high school.
For high school. Actually, I went to Newtrick first, and then I went to FDR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so at Newtrick, you saw we was more like I took drafting. That was my tech class.
Okay.
Drafting and oh my goodness, was that cooking, home ec?
Right.
Home ec, yeah. And the sewing. But the home ec and the sewing I did too because I heard these other girls were in there.
Right.
So that's why me and a couple of friends joined that. Those. Yeah. The drafting, I actually wanted to learn the drafting.
Well,
so you dig that shit? I wanted to go to school for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I already knew sewing because my grandmother was a seamstress.
Okay.
And all my aunts either knitted or did crochet or did something. And I remember doing a hook rug when I was a kid.
No shit.
I had the hook rug. My grandmother showed me how to do it, and I did the whole freaking thing.
My mom and my grandmother showed me that.
I got a 90 in sewing in junior high school.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the same thing we were talking about is it's on, you had kind of on-the-job training because you learned it from people who already were doing it for how long. They didn't go to school for it. They learned from their parents and so on and so on.
And not all did that. And like you said, in my case, my father was a horrible carpenter. He was a very good mason. But he was a laborer through one of the locals, Local 17.
Okay.
30 plus years. Hardworking man. Did a lot of side work. 70s were bad. So we were doing patios and stuff like that. And I was his laborer. So,
right. Exactly.
He was laid off. Get up, do this. You got to do that. Blah, blah, blah. And that's what we did. And so I learned how to do sidewalks and pouring sidewalks first. Sidewalks and patios. Nice. And then fireplaces, getting into that. But carpentry is hand in hand with a laborer.
Right.
So you have to build the forms in order to pour the concrete. So you learn that stuff. And I was hating every minute of it. It was physically mixing cement. That was heavier than I was.
Yeah.
And
I never realized that I actually was learning something.
Yeah.
It took me years later. So trades... You could only be lucky to work with somebody a little bit older that has the knowledge to pick it up.
Exactly.
Like working with your parent, if you're lucky enough, which a lot of people aren't, but if you do, you don't want to work with your parent. You know, you're always trying to get away from it. Right? So when you do work is when you break away from your family, and the first job you get, maybe whatever it may be, electrical or masonry or AC. That's when you pick up your skills because you're getting paid to do it, and you're not with your father who's yelling at you all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
So you pick it up from other people mostly.
Right.
Mostly. Not all the time.
That's funny. It's true.
I think for me, my father was a superintendent, so we had to learn how to wash the building down. We had to take out the trash and put it out to get picked up.
Right.
You know, and then did repairs in the building and stuff like that. So I learned a lot of that stuff while I was a kid. I did all that labor. As I was old enough, I got to do more or whatever.
Right.
And then I got in the trades like Jerry was saying, which is true. Now you're learning something that you didn't learn from
Always
your dad.
learn.
Or
Exactly.
Always learn.
Right.
Yeah. That's wild. Do you use, Tom, any of the stuff that you learned in any of your shop classes?
Yeah, we just I don't remember that much. I remember we just sawed stuff. I don't know, nailed stuff. I don't really. It's everything's such a blur.
Yeah. See, I remember the guy
in my life.
The dude that taught us drafting was the same guy who taught us woodwork, and I made a really groovy abstract ashtray. It was pretty cool, and I had to carve it out with a chisel, not sand it out or whatever else.
It's
it was
handwork. Yeah.
all with the chisel, man. Got it in real lovely and made it nice and smooth. And I think my godmother still has that thing.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know. Yeah.
I made a bong. That was a very interesting. Wow.
Dude, how many people? I always hear people making bongs.
I made a bong.
Funny.
It was called Crazy Wood to Zebra Wood. I never
My God,
heard of it twice.
That's great.
Yeah, I made this. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it was that you made it in a fucking shop class, but everybody makes it. Well, not everybody, but a bunch of people make a fucking bong. That's
It was very
hilarious.
difficult too because I had to do it in sections. You know what I mean? Make a.
That's
piece,
more
do something.
sophisticated than
Right.
I feel like everybody in my era, in high school, they'd make a bowl out of a soda can, bending a soda can.
Yeah, yeah.
I did that all the time.
That's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
I remember making
We
a
didn't
terry
do that,
cloth
yeah.
shirt and sewing. Took us-
Really?
We had to bring a towel from home
Right.
and then make it into a shirt because back then, remember 80s?
Yeah,
Terry cloth
yeah.
shirts were a big thing. So
That's great.
yeah,
That is
What kind of shirt you
freaking-
said?
terry cloth
Yeah.
towel.
Yeah. So you could sweat and just soak it all
Yeah,
up.
that was the big thing back then, right?
That's
Everybody
funny.
was
Yeah,
wearing
no,
it.
I remember all that crazy shit. Yeah,
the
that's
80s.
funny,
So,
bro. That is
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, that are making bullets.
This guy making bullets. This guy.
It was a weird time.
That's not cool.
No,
Making bullets.
So 80s
That's
was
a
a
good
weird
trade.
time for clothing.
Yeah.
Didn't they have guys wearing belly shirts and shit like that in the 80s? Really
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
clothing.
Belly shirts.
yeah.
You mean short shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore those too. I wore the cutoffs.
Yeah, I had a couple of those too. Look at, I had one too.
No, it's true. If you were
That
looking
was the
good
look
and you
then.
you had the shape,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, and listen.
you were wearing it, and then
Yeah.
girls dug it.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, yeah, with the big fro.
right.
You do whatever you gotta have. You do
Yeah.
whatever you got.
That's what I'm saying.
Tom minus the fro. I didn't have a fro.
Yeah. No.
Just saying.
No. Crazy hair though. No. But so when I went to college, I went to New York City Tech. And I took up how to print using the whole machine, the printing press and stuff. And it was cool because I worked with my godfather in Manhattan. So that then I would get out of school, hop on a train, shoot over there, go meet up over with him. And it was great, man. Graphic arts. It was freaking awesome. we printed a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And they showed us the history of it and everything. So that then I was into it. So now, for me,
Fast forward,
not doing it because everything was a mom and pop shop. And if you weren't in the union, you weren't getting into any of the big places. So you couldn't get into the newspapers, you couldn't get into magazines or anything like that, or into their printing shops, because you had to know somebody in the union to get in. And if you're going to go into more of the, then I guess you'll say more of working for a specific, big time discouraging. You had to be part of a club. So then if you weren't part of the club, like the sorority, the frat, whatever, you were stuck. You asked out. And I was like, oh man. So
it's politics, man. That's how it is. It's the real deal.
Right.
We know. We're talking amongst friends. It's what it is.
Yeah, and it sucked because then that's why I didn't go into that.
You want to get in. You want to get
right.
Yeah. It's Yeah, you had to be a Goomba. You had to know somebody.
Yeah,
Right,
one of your
it depended
buddies.
on- it was different.
Yeah,
It's like the power company, same
Yeah.
thing.
right. Yeah,
Somebody tests to get there. Went there, took the test. 3 people that I was with, they got hired. I did not.
right.
What the hell? I
Yeah,
did it for like almost 5 years until I was in the state working.
right,
I'm like, pretty soon, 10 years, they're going to vest my rights.
right.
I'm not going to do that no more. Why? I already invested. Once I hit 10 years, I stopped trying to get in.
Yeah,
Well, come to find out,
it's who you know.
you have to have a family member working there in order to get in. Or
Yeah,
Fantastic.
a lot of that.
yeah. Know somebody that can. Yeah,
Well, know somebody, right?
yeah.
schools
Well,
are important and are coming back, and that's what this shop's about. That's what you just
Yeah.
you guys were
Right.
mentioning. Not to get off it, but trade schools are great. I know that you have more time to speak about it, and they are coming back a little bit.
well, that's the thing. That was the idea, of this convo
Well,
because
I remember going.
trades, just like I'm sorry, Tom, but like just to what's better, regular school learning something behind a desk, like or trade.
I don't think one is better than the other. I think it's being able to have the option to pick
Right.
what you
No,
want.
no. But the trade schools,
If you want to go to
really
college,
are-
fine.
they're a lot more advanced than they were in the past. I mean,
true,
and
true.
the price is even getting creepy.
Yeah,
I
but it's
mean,
nowhere
like
compared to
Lincoln
college,
Tuck
though.
is it's like almost as much now. Lincoln Tuck's
Is it?
really expensive.
Well,
Yeah.
hey,
But it's a
listen, if you-
college.
And like even I was looking at one place when I was thinking about taking HVAC. I was looking at Fortis, and they wanted like 30 grand for
Yeah.
1 year. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Bucks.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, and then even
Today's
now,
market.
bro, yeah, that's the whole thing. So that then now here we are in this market,
This was back
and nobody
in
knows how
like
to do this stuff.
2011 or whatever, but still, this was like
Yeah, and how many people know how to do any of that stuff anymore? So like,
What's that?
just like any of the blue collar work. Not enough people know. Like looking at truck drivers, there's a shortage of truck drivers in the next 5 years. It's supposed to be a shortage
Yeah.
of truck drivers. You're looking at masons. You don't find the masons like you used to.
There's going to be autonomous truck drivers now.
Well, yeah, but they can't label it.
Self-driving.
Yeah, well, but then that's the whole shit too, because now it's going to take one guy that knows how to use a computer to build a house. I was watching this thing on 2020 the other night, and there's a
3D
the 3D house. Yeah,
I saw a video on that.
Yeah,
it's
it's
concrete.
insane.
It pours the concrete
Yeah.
in 3D.
Yup.
It's nice. Well, right. It's the yeah.
Yeah, so 3D printers was going to do your house.
That's
So
awesome.
that then it's awesome, but I'm saying like there's no more having to build a house by
That's
hand.
just an option that if you want to do that, doesn't mean that it's going to. The people are still going to use.
I think they're
brick
using
and
that
mortars.
for, like,
They're still going to do all that.
The 3D printed house.
That's if
is
you
like
wanna
for,
go
like,
that-
it's supposed to save money and build
Right.
homes for
But-
people in countries where you know what I mean.
Right,
It's like a
but
good
here-
solution.
but-
Did you
my
wait?
point-
Did you see the house? Hold on one second. Did you see the house that Robert Downey Jr.
no,
made or built?
no,
So he had this inflatable form go up. It was like a long,
right,
it was like a balloon, like whatever material it was. They blew it up, right?
Yup.
And then they molded the cement around it
yeah,
with the wire,
The rebar and stuff.
everything,
Mhm.
right? They did all of that, and then they took that down, and that's what the house
And stays with the
was made out of,
concrete with the
right?
rebar base.
So that's supposed to be like kind
Yeah.
of like that in a sense too.
Well,
but there's a lot. But look at that version. There's a lot of labor involved in that. Because you still have to put the rebar in, right? You still
No.
have to still shoot the cement.
Wait, what are you
Yes,
talking about?
do.
Wait. Which one are you talking about? What we're talking about with the
I'm
3D
talking
printing?
about Robbie Downey Jr.
Oh no,
the
we're
house
talking
that
about the
just
3D. I
mentioned.
thought you meant the 3D one. That's why I was like, wait, what?
No,
Yeah,
it's,
there's no
it's a
rebar
totally.
in those, yeah.
There's no rebar in that, but with this house there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's still, even though they're using a different technology or method,
Right.
they're still doing labor involved. Whether it's
Still
shooting the
fabrication.
shooting the concrete
Yeah.
in with the hose and doing whatever. And
Yeah.
trowel work and all that. So the labor's I think it's not a matter of whether you're going to lose it. I think it's a matter of having more options, and there'll be more availability of people. Like Tom was saying, some things will be cheaper than other things, and it'll be more feasible for someone to say, you know what, I'll go with the 3D house because I can't really afford to pay the labor,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which is fine. I mean,
There's
somebody
trades
should
you're
have that
never gonna
option.
Get away from
Right.
The trades are AC, HVAC,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
and this in the Northeast,
Electric.
you have-
HVAC
you need to
refrigeration.
be cool.
yeah.
You need to be hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Summer cool. HVAC is a great trade to get into.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
And
Electrician.
electrician, you have to have these trades are needed. Kids today are not interested in that. They want to kind of work on
Yeah.
the computer.
You
on
know
the
what's
phones.
cool?
Yeah.
Right.
Though the plumbing trade has really changed, though.
Yeah, plumbing
with
too.
With PEX and
Yeah.
all that.
All
you
that,
know.
yeah.
They're
Yep.
just using power tools. It's like they got these special PEX
Yep.
power tools. Like
Yeah.
Milwaukee's
Yeah.
They're just putting
Isn't
the
that
things,
great?
bending them.
Isn't that
It's
fucking
great?
sick,
No more
bro?
sweat.
And that
Right.
makes the job more. It makes it
Yeah.
easier, but you
Well,
still have the labor involved. So
Right.
that's-
So that then now it's just the
I mean,
old
that
school jobs.
alone, no more sweating pipes.
Right. Oh yeah, that's there you go.
But
there you go.
But you still have that option.
That's
There are
a-
Yeah, you
people
can
who are
still
gonna-
do it. Yeah. And then there's older homes. too.
ProPress. Yeah.
Huh?
The ProPress is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. You put your fittings on, you climp them, you make sure they're there.
Yep.
You stick it up, it's a jaw, the different
Yep.
sizes. Boom. Hit the button, light comes on.
Done.
Clips it. So I just did my own furnace. I put that in. It's
great.
I ProPressed everything.
And they make a higher grade PEX too. They make that
Right.
more flexible. I noticed
Oh.
you can use that, which is better.
There's heat packs. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes like as far as steam.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
Fucking crazy at it.
This ProPress is awesome. It's a Milwaukee. I did make different brands, but they had this different jaws. So I roughed everything in different sizes up to 1.25, ½ inch. Take that ProPress, goes over, snaps it, hit the button, closes it, crimps
Done.
it, done.
Yeah.
So by the time and I've sweat more plumbing than I ever care to ever do again. When first time I used that ProPress,
You're like, I'm done.
I
Throw,
was
you throw your
shocked.
torch.
Yeah.
Throw your torch. Fucking done.
I
Yeah.
swear to God,
I believe it.
if one person was right next to me doing identical work and me, and we did the same thing, I did ProPress, that person sweat everything. Once we started, probably 10 minutes into it, I sweated everything.
Yep.
I mean, I
And
ProPressed
ProPress everything.
They
Would have been still sweating the
would
same.
still, probably right now, still be sweating.
3
Probably
weeks
a
later.
good hour later, they would
Yeah.
sweat it up.
But
In and out.
Right.
Call it a day.
That's great, though. But
Amazing.
let me ask you a question. So we're talking about the difference between what you would rather do now versus what you used to do. So now you go to a trade school. I would think it would be smart for the trade school to teach you still how to sweat.
Oh, they still do.
You need to learn all
Yeah,
of
you
that.
have to.
You have to.
Before you even get to that point.
Right.
Because then what's the point? You need to know all types of
You have to know
plumbing,
where it
right?
came
So-
from. And
So again, you're still keeping the trade around. And
Yeah.
You still have to learn it.
But I think that now, today, so we, like I said, we all went to schools in the 70s and 80s, right? And we saw this stuff. You know, I mean, we're talking about what we did that we saw that we had to learn in class. All these other things that they are now are just evolved. So to be able to
Technology.
plumb a house with PEX, and it's going to take you a day with maybe 2 people, back in the
Shark
day was
bites,
bunch.
bites. Yeah.
Right. See, so that then it's a quarter of the time.
So this is what happens. You go back to old schools, you step back and it's like, I'm not personally going to do that because there's certain things I won't do. I still believe in sweating. I still
Right.
believe in doing that type of work. So, but the ProPress in long term of a lot of crimping, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still need to learn all the basics.
Right.
You have to do that because there's many, many things that you come across that you're not going to use PEX or shark bites.
Right.
Those quick items.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's regardless of how far the trade has advanced or has gotten better, technology and all that, you should be still taught all of that regardless.
Yeah. You have to.
know,
Yeah.
You need to know all of it.
Yeah,
you know?
because when the zombie apocalypse comes, you got to know how to be able to sweat stuff, you know,
Right,
to make those
exactly.
pipes.
Zombie
Because
apocalypse.
you know,
Pipe bombs.
exactly, you know what I'm
Don't
saying?
say bomb.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know, but no, it's true. You need to know, should know. Everybody should know some kind of trade. You know, always something. I mean, like always something to fall back on. You know, just having that extra. You never know, or even something like I said, because like my son, he's an electrician, so for him, you know, he can go literally anywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And no issues, no problem. You know, my younger one, he's an engineer, survey engineer. So not the same thing, but
But it's still a trade.
well, no, I mean like, you know, not like, you know, be able to make a living off of it like my other son could.
Yeah, you can.
You know.
You can make a lot of money.
But you look at the
My
boilers.
brother-in-law
Yeah.
does that, and he makes a lot. That's where he started, and then when he got into it, you can actually really do good with that.
Yeah, well, you do private, right? You go and you do it
Well, I'm
yourself.
just saying, it's just a good trade to learn
Yeah.
to know how to do that, to survey land and figure out how, I guess,
Yeah, the
for roads
elevations and,
or
yep.
all that,
Mhm.
and
Sure.
buildings and
Yeah.
Bridges.
The basic plumbing trade is just not sweating pipe. It comes into now these boilers are all computerized.
Right.
All your zone valves go through a computer board.
Yep.
So you're hooking up. It's still, you have to go back to the basics, but you also need to learn that. But the kids today are falling into it just with the technology of
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's got to
to
be.
do with if it's something they can push buttons and do what they do, they're on top of it.
Yeah.
It makes it simple. Give me your phone, I'll fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yep.
they can go right into the menu, or
Right,
just
exactly.
Bluetooth. They can go right.
Yep. And like even now for you too, bro, because if your son likes the animatronics,
Yeah.
now it's about building them, or fixing them.
Well, that's the thing. I think the way things are going now, like robotics might be like a trade,
Yeah.
like
It's absolutely
like the
going to-
Amazon,
or it is already.
like the company I work for, that they service Amazon is one of their accounts, and it's the technicians that just repair the robotics for Amazon. So yeah, like that's a trade, that.
Sure.
And also, like, now they're teaching coding in school.
Right.
It's like a class in school
Yes.
coding. Like,
About time.
it's like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
that's a class in school now. Like, I guess that's replaced shop coding.
Yeah. Well, for some of it, yeah.
yeah.
So
Listen,
what
gotta
coding
go to
is.
computer school for that, right?
Yeah. Right.
So it's a trade.
Coding, Jerry, is that when you put in the program for certain
You have
stuff
to
to
write
work.
write a program. For like
that's what Tanya
whatever. It's
does.
crazy.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what my wife does.
Yeah.
She works with engineers who do that.
Yeah.
And she's a project manager for that stuff. So
There's like jobs for the future.
yeah, it's crazy what these guys can do and how they write it up, and they could just sit there and
But
write.
that's not really a trade,
Yeah.
though. That's more like
Because we're really
it's
behind
kind of not really a
from other
trade. But,
countries.
I would think it would be because
yeah.
I mean,
It's different. Yeah, I guess.
you more working with your mind, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're still kind of using the computer.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in
Yeah,
some
and-
sense of the word, it
now,
is
but now, see,
not
so
too
now,
physical, obviously.
right? But see, like we need to bring a lot of the old school stuff back. So like I said, even with the metal work, like here in this country, we send a bunch of our metal to be recycled
They
out.
should-
Right. So now think of all the places like in Detroit, all those car factories that were there. Maybe a little bit of tweaking inside, and you're gonna make it, where it's a recycling center. So you can recycle aluminum and whatever else.
Yeah.
Like from at my job, the part of it they get rolls of brass, but nobody here in the States does the rolls of brass the way that we need it at work. You know what I mean? So then you have to send out for it. It's got to come from overseas. That's the downside. So, I think that a lot of the trades, they put them in, I said, all these places, how many towns, cities in the United States weren't, old, either not mining town, but, Detroit for the cars. I forgot where it was that they used to do, oh my God, with the melt the metals to make the I-beams. Steelwork. It is upstate here, right?
Yes, upstate New York along the rivers, like Buffalo. That was one of the big places. Sure, Bethlehem Steel.
Bethlehem, that's what I was thinking.
Another
Yes,
place.
right. So then, like I said, to do things like that and have that now,
Turned into environmental. So
yeah.
it's like,
But I mean, but it's like anything else, though. If you do it properly, clean, why not? Why not be able to? I mean, because then they can't just throw it into the river anymore. Now it's got to go through filters or whatever.
Sure.
Even the exhaust, the air in the building has to go through all kind of filters. That's just federal law.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean everybody's doing it.
Well, no, but I mean, again, if that's something that's going to end up happening, it's not going to be any one person or little company or whatever to
At
do
some
it.
point, it's all going to be, I mean, they're going to have to do that otherwise.
Yeah, but it would be a government thing first to then show people, teach people, because you got to have it within some kind of regulation.
Bring the
And
work
then,
back in our
right, and then that's when you have, like you said, then it'll turn out to that. But then they got to get approved before they can do any of it. Make sure that all these is inspections. It's almost like OSHA coming to your job and making sure that everything is
Right.
what's supposed to be. So kind of like a OSHA for that kind of
Right.
stuff. I don't know. That's me. I think to bring all that back, to do it here, here in the States, United States, get everybody moving again. That was something back in the day. Everybody for working these
but
things.
there are a lot of things that are going on. I mean, as far as trades wise, some things leave, and then you get other things that are.
Well, yeah, some of it, but this is one.
But
These are one.
The main thing is just making sure everybody that there's something that someone can go and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to go to college. I'd rather do this.
Oh, right.
Whatever it is, at least they have something to go to.
And
you know, eventually, you know, it'll get to a point where everybody's, you know, people should just be able to do what they like to do and be happy doing what they do.
Right.
And be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I worked all my life in different trades. So I'm a jack of all trades. Yeah. You know, and I still learn
and a
stuff.
masturbator.
And then I'll call either my cousin Fred, who's like a master, and I consider you the same thing, Jerry.
Oh, you
because you know, you guys
Sensei.
know things. Like I'll be like, oh, let me call Jerry and ask him if I want to do this. You know, he'll just going to tell me, oh yeah. So this is what you got to do, blah 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 blah, and he'll send it to me on a text and list all of it. And my cousin will do the same thing for me. My cousin Fred, he'll do the same exact thing for me. He's the same way. He's a mason, but he's also a carpenter, electrician. Like you guys have so much knowledge that it's just it's good to be able to call someone up and be able to get that passed on. You know,
yes. That's how you pick it up when you become a homeowner. That's one of the ways that all of a sudden you start honing your skills,
Right.
Because you have to, because you can't afford to pay these people that are getting crazy prices today. That you walk everywhere you go, you're emptying your pockets, so you're trying to save. That's when you pick up your skills. You start looking at people, asking them what's going on, friends, family, whoever that knows, and before you know it, you've picked it up and you passed it on.
Mm-hmm.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Good part
with
of
my house, me and my father-in-law, we built a deck in the backyard. I myself, because I already kind of know because I'm doing maintenance, just never not doing construction. It's different.
Everything.
I renovated an entire room in my house. It was all wood paneling. Ripped all the wood paneling out. I replaced all the electric. Gave it a dedicated line because it was on like two different. It was on, switched over to Romex instead of BX. Got the nice plastic boxes, nice deep. Everything.
Yeah, look at he's loving it.
Yeah, put recessed
it's good
lighting,
to know all that.
Everything.
Right.
And it feels good when you know how to do that, man.
Yeah.
And you can figure it out. Even if you don't know it, you feel like, all right, I'm going to figure this out. Now we have the availability and the convenience to go, hey, I want to YouTube it.
Right. Yeah.
So now you got someone giving you a video and showing you, and how to walk you through. And you're like, all right, I did that with my car stereo. I had an idea, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to watch the video, and then boom, I did it. I installed my car stereo. It came out beautiful.
Nice.
YouTube is wonderful for many, many reasons.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate every one of those persons who take the time out to
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. So, yes,
I've done
thank you. Shout out.
There is all the people who
all the
share that with
YouTubers.
us.
Yeah, all the YouTube people that
It's
make
great.
those videos.
It's really great.
Yeah.
To be able to have that convenience to go, hey, you know what? I bet you this is going to be on YouTube. Whether it's something you need for your hip to do an exercise to make it feel better, and you like it, it's like all that stuff comes popping.
mean,
Like,
like,
oh my
for
god, I
instance,
didn't know about that.
Right.
Or like, wow, that was really simple.
I was mentioning before how I'm doing a home project. I got to do an exhaust fan in my bathroom, and I looked up a video on it, and I actually found the specific model the guy was installing for
way.
that. Yeah,
Right, exactly.
People there's everything out there,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good when you have the people who share that. Now, with social media and everything, it's
Right.
It's just a wealth of it.
Yeah.
So there's just more and more. And that's great.
So
I
people are actually learning a trade
Yep.
without even knowing that they're learning trades.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because of the stuff they're doing in their house.
Right.
I built 3 decks now that I've helped put up or built.
Yeah.
And 3 or 4 decks, whatever it is, I lost count. But, in redoing houses, renovating and stuff, Tony, I did it with him.
Right.
So, we've done a bunch of stuff. And if you didn't know these things, like I said, you never know. You might need it one day, to go and help. I know guys that doing part-time help with a bunch of the new complexes over in Middletown. And that's their part-time. I got with one guy, he tells them, yo, do this, make it like this, and you'll be okay. And that's his part-time gig now. Yeah.
Hey, and decks, it's all about code and doing it, to code. And how far off do I put my girder across? Blah blah blah.
Right.
These are the things you need to know how to do it because every code in city and town is different.
Right.
Because you can't just throw one up. You have to make sure you're doing it.
Not
Yeah.
too much,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or just put up a bigger fence, they won't see it.
but they want.
Yeah.
The bigger your fence, the less the chance they're going to see that shit.
When I think about all the things I've done, what trades I've been in, I think I've learned a little. Let's see, carpentry, plumbing, electrical, landscaping, painting, and who knows what else I learned? Putting. Would you consider drop ceilings carpentry?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean everything, and you'll just learn a little bit of everything, and it's great to just learn that. And then you learn things. So when I did my last job, you learn mechanicals, how motors work, how to put belts on, and how to make sure you get them the tension right, so the belt doesn't run off to one side.
Yeah, remember that.
And you have to figure that out. And it's like it's all Allen keys and not big turns and figuring out what it is. It's interesting.
It's good. It's about trades.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you like that kind of thing, and I think the more people that work with their hands have an option. I think it's not that I don't think the trades aren't there anymore. I just think we haven't. Yeah, we stopped really promoting it in the schools and everything with Woodshop, because that's kind of what sets you off.
Right. Yeah.
If you didn't have anyone in your family doing it, you went to school and you're like, oh shit, carpentry.
Right.
We have a carpenter that helped Tanya with her bars.
Right.
Young kid, he's like 19 years old. Jerry, you love this guy.
Yeah.
He is. Seriously. I'm not kidding. He is a natural at it. He went to school. He took carpentry, whatever. He's like a master carpenter. This kid can build anything. It's amazing, awesome. And it comes out fantastic. And if you show it to him, he's like, "Oh, I came up with this and I did that," and you're like, "Wow, this kid! It's how nice is it for you to find that niche at that young of an age to go, boom! I fell right into my my thing.
And that's
a good thing.
I'm thinking of Owen Wilson and Meet the Parents. I love carpentry. I made 10 coats of lacquer on this.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
And the thing caught on fire.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, it's again, I like to play devil's advocate, but a lot of those trades have just evolved. A lot of it is just different.
Right.
And that's, I think, what people need to understand and remember. All the stuff has evolved, because we're talking about the house, building a house with the cement.
Yeah.
It has evolved, to just so the way how to build it. Yeah. And then you can take it so that if the cement doesn't dry fast enough, or just not get too crazy, you can probably make another design in it. Yeah. Because it was like that kind. It was just almost like a putty, not a putty, but it was just thick.
But it was just like a liquid, and it just pour out, and then it would stop.
Yeah, it just like it was doing like drop, right?
Yeah,
right.
Just like if you watch.
Right. It was technically putting a bead of concrete down.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
And then it would put the second layer, and then the third.
Like almost like you do with caulking, but
it's hard to believe.
Yeah. It was great.
Nice bead, and then just start again, and then do it again.
Right. And now to have somebody do that.
But it still required someone to come afterwards and do something.
Yeah. And so, right.
Oh, I'm sure.
Everything.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So, and how fast it took him to build that house.
It just basically did the framing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. The framing was with the 3D printer.
All it did,
exactly.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think that, like you said, Lou, it's a good thing to learn. It's always good to have that. Yeah. You said if you take a class, it's like when somebody goes and they take Spanish, and 30 years later, it's like,
I don't remember a damn thing I learned.
So taco?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And that's all you remember from.
Well, think about it. It's the same, right? We were talking about technology, same with your phone, right? How many times do they upgrade in these things and they change the programming? And so, do you think of yourself when you're in your later years and you're thinking, "Am I still going to be dealing with technology and not being one of those people that'll get away from it and not doing it anymore?"
Right.
Like your parents or someone who don't know how to use. My father still had a flip phone. To the time he passed away, he had a flip phone. He didn't want to be bothered with that. Try to buy him an iPad. Kind of tablet,
right. Like, get out of here. I got a notepad.
He did it, but he couldn't get it. So, but I don't think that'll happen with us. I think because of where we, the generation we are, and where we're already in it, so we're going to just carry along with it as we go.
Yeah, definitely.
Technology is a whole nother story,
right?
Or a whole nother show, right?
We had one of those too. Yeah.
I have a dial phone desktop. I bought it from a neighbor. My wife said, "What are you doing this for?"
What do you have now?
I just have a dial.
A rotary?
Rotary.
A rotary. I love it. I love it.
It's the old black desk phone.
Nice. Did you hook it up?
Neighbor. No.
You should.
None
just
of us
to have it.
no one has
cool thing to have.
No more, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have landline.
I would hook it up. I would hook it up to a landline for sure.
I put it on the desk, and my wife finally moved it and put it in the basement.
Yeah.
Where I brought it from.
Right.
But I was like, I want the kids to look at it and go like,
What
the
is that?
hell?
What is that?
Yeah.
But they see it on the cartoons and this and that, so
They kind of figure it out.
Yeah, they associate with it.
Yeah.
They had 12 grandkids. And
Right.
Yeah.
You know, what's-
Yeah.
2.5.
you know what I love? They someone took a floppy disk, right? And they asked a kid, "What is this?" Like, "Oh my god, it's a real life save button."
No way, bro.
Like they were like amazed.
That's fucking hilarious.
A real
man.
life safe button. Oh, wow.
Because the save button always
Yeah.
looks like a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That is hilarious. Well, it ain't even like that, bro. Now
Look
you
where
went
we
from
are
the
now
super,
with that.
yeah, floppy. You know, it was that. Then
we went to discs.
A tradesperson
Yeah.
who had to go make it from,
Well, yeah,
or
computer
just
tech.
make it.
Get a computer tech who would go and work on the computers, right? They would have
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
all that stuff.
There you go. Is that trades computer?
Absolutely.
Is computer?
Because they're taking it apart. They're going into the tower. They're changing out things or fixing or replacing. Same thing with
okay.
Xerox machines and
Yeah.
copiers. That's a trade,
Xerox. Holy shit. Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
different brands and people, they still work on those or scanners now and all that other
Yeah.
stuff, So
Yeah.
it's a trade. You got to learn how to do it.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, like I said, any kids listening, in all honesty, go and take a peek, whether it's school or whatever trade school, and you might find something that could be interesting. You think of it as a hobby for a hot second, and next thing you know, you're like, what? I can make how much money doing this
Right.
shit?
Or it's good to fall back on. It's always
Something. Always.
Yeah, somebody.
multiple
You know,
trades
some
are
people
good.
are
Yeah.
just built better for blue collar work, and some
Right.
people are better for white collar work. Like
Mhm.
I could never sit in an office. and
No,
do a
I've done
job
that
I
before.
do.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to be super busy.
I need to
Yeah.
be physically busy and doing things I don't
No.
like to. So
I could be a blue collar boss. That's kind of cool.
yeah,
No. Lou,
You
get
are.
the fuck out of
You
here,
are.
Lou.
You
I am
are.
now. Yeah, I
You
know.
already are.
I'm just
So-
saying, like, I can do. Because,
Yeah, but you don't do that. So I mean, that's not what you really do in reality. I mean, you don't want to treat people like shit.
oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, being able to know what has to get done. Like, so my primary job, I guess, say, is the machine tech.
Right.
So I have to fix,
Right. You
repair,
maintain the
maintain the
machine.
whole thing to go working.
Right.
So, it's just being able to do that and then still have my staff. Hey, go over there and get this, go make that,
Right,
go
help
put
me
this
out
over
with
there.
that.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm just saying, you're not bossing them around like they're, your personal slaves. Hey, go over there and get that fucking
go
thing
there,
for me over there.
Hey,
No.
you, come here, massage my feet.
no.
Yeah. Go get me a latte.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the kinder, most friendlier way of work today compared to what it was back.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, so much different.
Yeah.
Very careful.
That's, yeah. So many things have changed. So many things are better.
I'm happy that I learned, trades.
Yeah.
Whatever I could, and I'm happy to keep on learning stuff that I've never done before, and just keep increasing my knowledge and my, technical ability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Trade
challenge yourself.
as a mechanic. A friend of mine started out probably in later 70s, and probably somewhere around 85 when things started going to electronic ignition. We were talking. I said, Joe, so, he was working on the car. He goes, Jerry, if I known then what was going to happen today with electronics, he goes, I would never become a mechanic. He goes, it's more computerized. Every year it comes up, it changes. You have to go to school every couple months. He goes, it's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
So before you were just turning the wrenches and, it was basic.
Right.
Now it's
Right. There's more things involved.
Mhm.
Right.
it's
Right.
all
Exactly.
computerized.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God, the time you spend on it's just
Right.
technology's changing the trade, itself,
Right.
but the basics never change. Combustible engine will stay the same.
Right.
The way it works, it stays the same.
brakes will always be the same.
There's-
Unless
Yeah.
someone comes up with some new shit.
Well, they just
it went
combine the
drums
technology,
and
though.
discs. It's been drums and discs
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
Unless someone
So-
comes up with some new crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like grabs the axle or some shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So
But they always have to go to the basics, though.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, everybody go out there, learn a trade,
on
And
it.
gentlemen,
Do what you want to do and
Yeah.
be happy doing it. That's basically
exactly.
whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Just
Yeah.
stop worrying with it. But just do it. If something
Yeah.
interests you and do it. Enjoy it.
Mhm.
Regardless.
Yeah. Don't let anybody tell you you can't,
Different. That's it.
shouldn't. Just go.
That's correct.
Do you be happy?
Do what you're
Don't
good at.
worry.
You know, don't. You know, if you're not
Be
good at
happy.
something, don't kill yourself trying to be good at it. You know, do
Right. Just
Try something different.
Yeah.
You know, or keep practicing.
yeah, or that too. Yeah,
All right, keep practicing on the one thing that you want to do.
10,000 times.
Yeah, 10,000 times and you become the
10,000
expert.
times.
And you'll
That's
get
what
it
they say.
perfect.
And then you start all over.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Probably. Yeah.
yeah. All right, my people.
right.
So that is our show for this evening. Thank you, Jerry, again for sitting in and hanging out with us.
Peace out.
Yes.
yeah.
Gentlemen, pleasure as
Pleasure.
always.
Same here.
So, love, peace, and hair grease.
Live long and prosper.
Go vegan.
Hello.